you're looking to paint something relaxing, then today's tutorial is just for you. A few colours and 2 brushes is all you need to get started. Hi, I'm Zainab, once a realist painter turned abstract artist. I've been painting for over 6 years, and on this channel I share with you all of my tips and tricks. In this tutorial, I'll be talking you through everything you need from supplies, techniques and step by step on how to paint this gorgeous painting. So if you're ready to loosen up, grab your brushes, hit the subscribe button and let's get straight into it. For supplies today, I have a canvas board. You can also use a normal canvas. I have 2 brushes, which is a wide flat brush and a small filbert brush. A towel rag that you can use to wipe off excess water from your brush. A jar of water. A spray bottle, which I use all the time. A paper palette, or you can use a normal plate. And for colours today, I'll be using crimson red, Prussian blue, and the star of the show, our neon yellow. Last but not least, a lot of white acrylic paint. Starting off, I'm going to spray very generously my canvas board. I really want the base to be nice and wet to begin with. I even went over with my wide flat brush to make sure that the canvas had a generous amount of water on it. Then taking my white, I'm brushing outwards towards the edge of the canvas, leaving the bottom left corner empty. We're just first starting off with the white and also our neon yellow. So you don't really need to worry about how you're applying this. It can be messy because this is just the first layer. So we're not really worrying about how it looks at the moment. Part of the process is just trusting that things will look a bit wonky and messy in the beginning, but that it does tie in all together at the end. So with my neon yellow, I'm doing the same thing, putting my strokes in an outward direction, leaving the bottom left and almost center of the canvas empty. Leaving that aside for a moment, I'm cleaning my brush and then moving on to grabbing some Prussian blue and crimson red and slightly mixing them together, but not too much. I can also see that my canvas has dried, so I'm going to generously spray it to make sure that it is nice and wet before I begin. And I'm just going to start by placing strokes, and I'm going to keep flipping my brush forwards and backwards so that the strokes come out in different directions. One thing when you're doing abstract painting is if you keep everything in the same motion, it can look very boring and very flat. So how we play a lot with painting in an abstract way is definitely by adding movement. So I change the direction of the brush consistently to make sure that I'm always getting strokes that are going in different ways. I'm picking up a little bit more red on my brush and putting it more towards the edge, as I want that to have more of a purple reddish hue, and then towards the outer part I'm doing a little bit more blue and mixing a little bit more of the red to make it more purple. Then the lightest is when we pick up the white, and we're going to be adding that on top of the blues and reds and purples. This is going to brighten up the colors and add some highlights to the flower as well. So I just keep going backwards and forwards. This part is very relaxing and very therapeutic. You just keep going forwards and backwards with your brush, flipping it, changing direction, adding a little bit more red, adding a little bit more blue. I'm now going in again for a second layer with the neon yellow, and I'm slightly dragging the color of the petals to kind of melt into the neon yellow as well, so it looks as if the petals are just melting away with the neon. So very slightly, you do not want to use a heavy hand with this because it can very quickly become a big mess. So very gently, with a light amount of pressure, you want to slowly just drag a little bit of the edge of the petal and bring it up into your neon yellow. Adding some more white in between to just kind of brighten the canvas a little bit, because when you do mix the petals and the neon yellow, it can get a bit muddy. So I'm kind of going in with the white just to re-brighten the canvas and bring some more light back into it. Now going in with some of the crimson red and the Prussian blue again, and I'm just mixing it a little bit more. This time I do want the purple to be a bit more blended, so as you can see I'm actually turning my brush so I can get it a little bit more blended this time, and I'm picking up a little bit of white as well so I get this lovely multi-coloured layered strokes. So I'm picking up some of the red sometimes to make it a bit more of a pinky purple, and sometimes more Prussian blue to get more of a deeper darker purple. And if you need to kind of make a fresh new mix, which I felt like I needed to here, I was kind of running out of space where I had the purple, so I thought I'll just make a new mix. I've grabbed some white as well, and I just get this really nice cool hue of purple, which is exactly what I wanted. And I'm kind of picking up some of the purple and then picking up some of the white, and I'm just really adding some dark and light at the same time. We're working with all of these colors wet on wet, so whatever strokes are underneath, they're going to kind of be smudged whenever you go on top of them. So everything will just kind of work together really beautifully because all the strokes do blend together because everything is still wet. So the beauty and the depth in this kind of artwork, it comes from building up layers, kind of like how you would think of a cake. So we started with the basis and the foundation underneath, and we're slowly working towards the end, which is now kind of the decoration, finishing the top. We're doing the last pieces where I'm really thinking about where I want my very bright and light white and almost purple lavender color, and where I want to add really dark and deep moody blues and purples into it. So stepping away from your painting and just assessing. So you kind of choose a place where you want to really highlight it, and then a place where you want to really add some darkness and some depth as well to it. So I could naturally see that so far on the canvas towards the left and the edges it was more dark, and towards the outer part of the flower where it's closer to the neon yellow, that was naturally brighter. So I kind of just played with that and added more darkness where I felt like it was already there, and a bit more lightness by adding more white on top of where I could already see there was quite a lot of highlights going on. Grabbing your small brush, I'm taking some of the neon yellow and I'm adding a little bit of white into it because yellow tends to be quite a translucent color. So adding a little bit amount of white is going to make it more opaque and more vibrant in its appearance. And I'm just very slowly dabbing my brush in almost like a petal motion. I'm just placing it down and quickly lifting it up. And I'm going around the canvas where the yellow is, and I'm adding these little petals kind of as if they're almost flying away in the wind, and I'm placing that anywhere and everywhere. You want to add a little bit, but you also don't want to go too crazy and cover the whole canvas with it as well. Now adding some more white into the yellow because I do want it to be a little bit brighter. I'm now going to go on top of our blues and purples and reds, and I'm going to add in those little yellow dabs as well, just to tie in the background and the flower together. You can add as many or as little as you like. I'm going for quite a few just so that you can visually see the petals on the white and neon yellow part, and you can also see them quite vividly on the blue and purple part as well. Grabbing some of the yellow mix and adding a little bit of water into it to just finish off our painting with some splashes. So where there is the big blues and purple part, I'm going to add in some yellow splashes, and vice versa, where there is the neon yellow and the white, I'm going to add in some of the purple splashes as well. This is just a nice way to contrast each other, and it just finishes off the painting in a nice way. And there it is, our abstract floral piece with that pop of neon energy. I hope this inspires you to try something bold with your paintings. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more relaxing tutorials every week. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used neon paint. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.